Hey there.
Howdy.
Okay, this is Farbrought number 2. Because we had the number 1. This is the best bottle under $10.
I've been calling it for a long time. No one believed me.
Yeah, I didn't believe him either. I thought the Malbec was better for a long time, and then I had the Malbec recently, and it was not hitting on all cylinders. I think sometimes it's also the vintage, though. You know,
Right.
some years are better than others. And like I said, the last Wild Goat Merlot was from Moldova, which was awful. Okay, so
Let's see it. L'chaim livracha. Go ahead.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu borei pri hagafen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Amen. Drinking out of whiskey glasses, doing it right.
Nice.
Okay, so we kind of spoke a little bit about different subjects recently. One was about marriage. I was recently married.
I'm recently divorced.
Yeah, so it's it's an interesting subject amongst a lot of people, and like you hear so many different opinions. But like I got married at 45, and you were
Married at 26, divorced at 26.
So we're both religious Jews. Just throwing that out there, and I don't know, what was your experience? Like how did you imagine yourself getting married before you became religious, and from the time you were religious and got married?
Right. I think before I became religious, I'd never even thought about getting married. I didn't think it was something that I truly thought that like for me to get married was like a very, very far-fetched idea. I figured my whole life I'd probably end up being pretty much single. Maybe when I was younger I had a fantasy of maybe I'll get married and have a family and things like that, but as I got a little bit older and after a few heartbreaks in college and things like that, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to live the single life and kind of chill and be relaxed on that thing. And I wasn't necessarily looking forward, or like it wasn't a goal of mine to get married. And then after I started becoming religious, I was like, I need to get married right away. I want to get married. That became like a big value and a big goal for me, was to get married like right away. It was like a big thing I wanted to do.
Well, I mean, of course, like when you come to, I guess the religious neighborhood and the area, it is very important. It's very, like, people are like, when do you get married? And, that's what you need to do. Like, sometimes I felt like people were, like, saying, it's going to fix all your problems. Like, that's all you need to do. You just need to get married. So, like, I'm not saying it doesn't help with issues, but at the same time, like, I feel like sometimes people need to work on themselves a little bit, but that's the main thing. Like, you go to yeshiva, you work on yourself, you want to, get yourself in a position to do it. But, so, like, how long before, you got married, how long were you actually, like living the frum lifestyle?
Before I got married, like how long was I frum for?
Yeah.
I started becoming frum when I was 19, and then for like 4 years I was kind of up, down, up, down, up, down. I
like to say I'm still becoming frum.
Yeah,
like I don't think it matters how long you're,
I'm still making aklatas just to do chitas every day,
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's not easy. Like, even from the time you're in yeshiva and then you try to get a full-time job and you try to daven all the davening and like do things
and have a learning schedule and do any of that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, forget about it.
And some years are better than others. Some months are better than others.
Weeks, days, yeah. It's a minute by minute.
Keep striving and thriving.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, your relationship with Hashem is a lot like your relationship with your wife. It's like some days you have to wake up and just say, look, okay, I need to do better at this, and really make it a point. And it's not so. I mean, nothing worthwhile is easy. 100%. Like, that's one of the sayings. I wish I could say it is easy. Some people make it look easy though. Like, some of the altar Hasidim,
right.
They walk around. Not the ones that say, just all you got to do is just make just say yes to your wife, and it's going to make her happy. Yeah. Anybody that says that to me, I'm like,
you're not happy, and your wife's
You're not happy
Yeah.
either, and your wife's not happy.
100%.
Yeah, so.
It actually says in the Sikh I'm learning right now,
Mm-hmm.
in this week's Parsha Netzavim, it talks about how the people being unified, like it talks about all the people being together in front of Moshe, talking about how we all came together before Hashem, and the unity is really what it's all about, because that's what helps you grow. Is that having other people around you helping you grow, like telling you, hey, you need to work on this thing, because it's very hard to see it in yourself, like.
Well, sometimes you know, but you just don't want to hear it either.
Right,
You know?
right. So you're like, just keep avoiding it, this, that, and the other. You have a little bit of yeshus, you have a little bit of ego, or you're just afraid to like confront it. Yeah. And having a good friend that gives it to you in a way of love is like delivers it in a way that like is in a loving way. Like a good friend, a good Farbrought, that's like, hey, dude, you need to do better.
Well, see, that's the main thing that I think is really important about finding the person that you're going to be with, is that. Look, you should be able to take that from them and not feel like, oh, I'm looking at a person I don't like giving me, because there is a big difference between someone giving you the business
right
when they're not a friend versus a friend.
Right.
Like a close friend, you could hear anything from them,
right.
and it's like above that. And that's always what I used to daven for in a wife, is like someone that like no matter what she did or what I did, it's still like, you know. Like we're gonna be above whatever that may be, and that's a big thing, because nobody is perfect. I mean, and you're not marrying yourself. I mean, somebody that's just gonna agree with everything that you say, and it's like, yeah. I mean, it's never healthy to have yes people around you, you know, all the time. You know,
people believe in you. People want what's best for you, for sure.
Absolutely.
But they should challenge you also, because a little bit at least. The challenge is what helps.
Absolutely. I mean,
better.
It's very tough to be in a relationship with somebody that you're lying to.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I've seen that many times, like, and it's a very odd predicament that people get themselves into, like, because they're not confronting things. They're just like, because their love, well, it seems like love, but it's almost like more like infatuation at that point. They're like, I want to do whatever I can to keep this person, but sometimes you have to actually say things to them that is, you know,
mean, harsh.
It seems hard. It's always going to seem harsh.
Right.
You know, you can always even say it with love, but it's still like, it's going to sting, you know? It's going to sting on both ends. Like everybody, like I said, they have like, you're living with somebody and you're with them day to day. And a lot of times, I don't know if you guys understand, in the religious community, you are in like a dating situation a lot of times for a short period of time. But I've known people that dated each other for 5 years and knew everything about each other and like lived with each other, and then they split up as soon as they get married.
Yep.
So it's not like, and I know people from cultures where they got arranged marriages and they're happy and they're like with each other forever.
Yeah.
You know, so I say, you know, well, actually this is part of what I wanted to get to, but I want you to finish kind of like kind of your situation and like how you feel also about like getting married at a younger age.
Sure. I'm very glad I did get married at a young age, because I also got divorced. So I'm very happy I did it all early on.
And you kind of know more what
I know
looking
so
for.
much more. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Dating now is so much easier, because like I know exactly what it is, like what worked, what didn't work. In a lot of ways, I did a lot of therapy, a lot of like looking at, like analyzing every situation and the relationships and the dynamics, and everything along those lines, and what it is I really value, and making sure that whenever I'm going out with somebody that I'm looking for specific things. Like before, I was young and I was just in Crown Heights. I was getting all these offers when I first became religious. I guess it wasn't the first time I became religious. I was 19. I was going up and down, more religious, less religious, here and there.
You had more offers than I got.
Yeah.
When you're older, it kind of slows down. And I came here at 32. So.
Right, so I came a lot younger. So I came around 23, and was 23, 24, 23. Going into being a few months, I was turning 24. And that's when I came to Crown Heights and was like really being serious about becoming frum. So it was 4 years like in and out, and then I was like 3 years pretty much in yeshiva full time, learning, becoming like being serious about being frum. And
so you had a good foundation. It was not like you just came in like cold
right.
or hot, as some people would say, like on fire in a way that like you don't understand necessarily. Right. You kind of get a little grounded.
I was pretty established. Yeah. I was at that point in my life. I was going at it a lot more in a healthy way. Let's say.
Because I think honestly, I just want to say, I think that it's very extreme. Because a lot of times I think when people become frum, they've hit kind of like a certain low in their lives, right? And they have to like really call out to Hashem, and it's like they're like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and then they make that decision, and it's like very black and white also,
right? Rather
than like understanding that like things aren't always the way that you think and the way it goes, and just because you learned for 14 hours a day for a certain period of time, you still don't know anything,
right?
In a lot of ways too. I mean, you know something and you have a way to learn, but you also know who to ask after a certain period of time,
right?
Or what place you're going to. I know that seemed a little vague maybe for some people, but you don't always know what to do, and you're just like so ready to do it. And you're ready to burn every relationship in your life for it also. Like,
yeah.
Sorry, everyone.
sorry the old people I don't talk to anymore.
No, I still talk to them. I still talk to everyone. I try not to burn bridges.
No, me neither. But for me, it happened a little bit. For me, I feel like my journey was a lot more natural all up until my divorce. My divorce actually catalyzed where I wanted to go to, because I had to take a very hard look of like, okay, what have I done up to this point, and what did I do wrong, and where could I improve, where could I do better, and be serious about making that change in my life. So like, I was still wearing, like, for example, you see I'm wearing like black and white, and that's my entire clothes are now black and white. Now, mind you, I did that change because Hashem stole all my clothes, took all my clothes from me. When I got divorced, I was moving back to Crown Heights. I was driving, and all my clothes were in a bag on top of my car, like a roof bag. And I was in Chicago, someone stole all my clothes.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that.
so it was like a little dirt in the wound of getting divorced, but I saw it as a sign from Hashem, because one of the things I struggled with.
It's kind of a cleansing too sometimes when you lose possessions.
Oh my gosh, yeah. A lot of the clothes my ex-wife gave me, and a lot of the clothes also weren't like Hasidic clothing. A lot of the clothes I had were like colored shirts and like fancy silky things, or like ridiculous looking. But like a lot of the clothes I had were like the clothes I was wearing in my previous life, quote unquote. And things that I didn't want to give up. I one time in yeshiva, I like got rid of all my shorts, and I was only wearing pants. And then, but I still liked wearing like green suit jackets and like purple and like pink shirts and like all these crazy wacky things, because I like the attention.
I remember the Becca shirt.
Yeah,
but that one you didn't buy that though.
So all these clothes that I had before in this like previous life of mine, they all got stolen, and I saw it as a sign from Hashem, like, hey, if you're going to be serious about living this frum lifestyle, like, it has to be not only inside but outside. You should show it also. So
I actually did get a letter one time in the Egros.
Yeah.
That said, if you dress differently, people would take you more seriously. And honestly, like, it doesn't really bother me that people don't take me seriously, but at the same time, it's like, you've seen some of my experiences.
Right.
As of recent, like.
But also, you're a working man. It's a little. If you're not going to wear a suit and jacket to deliver and be sweaty all day, that's crazy.
Well, white T-shirt or white anything, or like what you're wearing, I'd be covered in. I'd look.
You'd be
worse.
Wearing a white T-shirt. It wouldn't be appropriate.
No.
No, 100%. But if I see you on Shabbos, what are you wearing on Shabbos?
I'm wearing black and white.
Right. Okay. Exactly. So it's
maybe
like
a gray hat.
Maybe okay.
To throw you off a little bit. But yeah.
Right, but
I wear kapata.
Right. Exactly. That's like when it's time, when you're not working and you're in your own.
Yeah.
Who are you really? That's what comes out.
Shabbos.
Exactly. Like for me, even on Shabbos, I was wearing like the most ridiculous outfits.
I kind of remember a little bit of that. Yeah.
So for me, it was like this up and down journey. Then I got so when I first came to yeshiva, a lot of people started which happens to young boys when they're coming into town and they're having dinners in yeshiva. You're learning in yeshiva all week, and then on Shabbos you go to local families around, and people get to know you as you interact with people in the community. And if you're a young guy, especially a Baal Tshuva, things like that, more so when you're a younger guy, they want to set you up with everybody. Everybody's got suggestions for you. With every other woman that they could think of, especially women, especially if you're Baal Tshuva.
Even if it's not shaykh at all, or
right, it's not appropriate. It's not a good match at all. They're like, oh, you should go with this girl. Yeah. And a lot of the times, if you're a Baal Tshuva, like you didn't grow up religious, you became religious. Now you're new to the community. They want to set you up with a girl who's been having a hard time finding a husband and things like that. They think that it's an easy.
Or it's like a solution.
Right, for both people, whatever it is. So. I kept getting all these suggestions of girls that were just like awful. Like either I was just totally unattracted, or they were just like not good people, or like we were just on totally different wavelengths. A lot of the time they want to hook you up with like a girl who grew up from and is now like frying out, is becoming less from, and they're like, oh, the guys are on the same level now. Or divorced, right?
Having a hard time.
Right, like all these different things, like of not that being divorced is the same problem, but
no, because I've actually found more people. It's easier for them to get married here after being divorced,
right?
Than, like especially at my age, than previous times. But like what you're saying, like there was a couple like people they tried to set me up with. One, I don't like to like say names or anything, but it's like it was obvious from family.
Sarah.
No, my wife's name is Sarah. But Sarah Bella. But basically. Like it was, I mean, she's highly overweight and highly unhealthy, like in other ways.
Right, and emotionally and mentally.
Yeah, and I mean, divorced, and people knew, and they tried to set me up with her, and I'm just thinking to myself like, luckily I had a lot of people around me that kind of knew the situation. Also, is like, why are they trying to do this? Like, and they were actually upset. It's like, you're just a guy just like. Coming into town, trying to learn in yeshiva, trying to do the right thing, and then they want you to marry, somebody.
Right. Totally different wavelength.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is like a lot of these families wouldn't want you to be near any of their children. So something's off. Not near. I mean, I probably should edit this out later.
Yeah, well, no, it's.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
because I wish I had friends that also told me that, because people were giving me these suggestions, and it was such a blow to my confidence, because I was like, they really think that this is a good match? Like, am I really that bad? Am I that bad of a person? Am I that like crazy, or am I that ugly? Am I that like unqualified? I was like, I thought of myself as like a pretty like
put together person.
Right. Yeah. I'm smart, I'm cute, I'm doing well, like whatever it is, like
you exercise, you're in shape.
Right, like all these things.
And then they try to set you up with somebody that's 400 pounds. That's what happened to me. That's what I'm.
Right, so it's such a blow to your confidence.
And
like,
honestly,
this is what people think of me?
It's
crazy.
I'm not upset at 400 pounds. I'm upset with someone that isn't healthy.
Right.
Like, it's not a healthy thing. It's not like I'm going to change, like, whatever they got going on. Like, a lot of times when people are in these situations, they're just not healthy. And it's not just about weight.
Right.
It's about a lot of other things.
It's a whole lifestyle
it's
of things that are not on the right track.
Yeah.
Right. So for me, I had gotten all these suggestions, and I even went to meet a couple of these girls, and it just wasn't. I was just like, "What? This is not even close to being a good match." And so the first girl that was suggested to me that I was like somewhat attracted to, that there wasn't any immediate red flags or things that I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna work." I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to marry her right away, because the way that things have been going, the way the people that have been suggested to me, it seems like this might be my last shot at getting like a decent person to get married. I'm gonna go for it. Like as soon as it's a little bit good, I'm gonna run and try to marry this person.
Yeah.
And that's what ended up happening.
Yeah.
And I overlooked a lot of the things and a lot of the values I had, and I think she also did the same with me. Is that excuse me? I'm just gonna silence that. Sorry. I think I saw her and her background, and I went, oh, she's holding at this level, and she's becoming, and I could see myself becoming more frum, because it seems like she's holding at that level, and I can it seems like maybe she's more knowledgeable, and so I can kind of rely on her for a few things, in terms of like becoming more religious. And I think she saw me and thought the opposite. Oh, he's with tattoos. He's like a Baal Tshuva. He's a little bit more chill and relaxed. I myself can be a little bit more chill and relaxed and things like that as well. And that's just the surface level of things where our values were, I think, misaligned. And as once we got married, we realized, oh, there's a lot more that we don't really agree on.
Yeah. No, but I think you always find like a few things here and there. It's like, even like nothing is there's nothing like getting married and like being in a kitchen with somebody else, because that's also like kind of a thing. It's like just seeing how people even wash dishes or how they do this or that.
She hated the way I washed dishes.
You just put a rag in there.
Yeah. I'm such a bugger about it.
Yeah. She's just watching every time. Like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Yeah. You don't rinse before you put. Well, we don't even have a dishwasher where I live, so.
Yeah, we neither. Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think one of the main things that I wanted to accomplish out of this conversation is just the fact that like we're two different people having way different journeys, but in the same neighborhood, and we're all really trying to strive for the same things. And I want to encourage younger people actually to get married and not be afraid to make mistakes, because you feel like it was a valuable lesson.
It set me on such a good trajectory. I've grown so much. My learning got so much better. I did so much reflection. Like it would like serious. Like I thought I had changed a lot when I first went to yeshiva.
Yeah.
But then I like look at myself before my divorce and after my divorce, and I was like, bro, I hardly changed. I was a schmuck that whole time. I was like, now I finally feel like, okay, now I'm actually putting in. I'm serious about the work I'm putting in. Really, really trying to be a better and different person and change who I am. And yeah.
I think
nothing kicks your butt like
I think it can be beautiful in a lot of ways. I mean, and honestly, like, I hate to say it, but like, Gittin is there's a mitzvah behind it. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to stay in a situation. Well, look, you don't want to get married to someone that you don't want to stay married to. I mean, point blank, I'm not advocating for that. But I think a lot of people, like, especially these days, and I don't think it's just in Judaism, I think it's like across the board. Especially in the United States, I think it's a very high divorce rate amongst the rest of the world. So a lot of people, they came from broken marriages also, and they don't want to get themselves in that situation.
Your parents are divorced?
No.
Oh, wow. My parents are divorced.
My father passed away when I was 21, though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, and my mom got remarried to a person that I didn't really care for. I could have said it a lot worse. I tried to be very cool about it, and my sister and brother really weren't having it, but her being, widowed at 50 years old, I'm like, I just wanted to support whatever was going to make her happy. So that was the main thing for me. I mean, I saw the red flags, they did too, but I was just like, look, everybody can change, everybody can, like, he was an introvert. He didn't want anything to do with family, even his own family for the most part. So it makes it very, very hard when you come from a family. You met some of my family. We're very, like, just welcoming, nice people.
Southern hospitality.
We're all from New York.
I know, it's a
weird thing. I am the hillbilly cousin, though.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think what I wanted.
Did we introduce ourselves at all?
No.
No? Alright, fine.
This is
David, Tattoo Rabbi.
Benjamin, hillbilly cousin.
Alright, there we go.
There we go. L'chaim. I should tag that part in the thing, like. Introduction at
minute
37 or something, or whatever it is. But seriously, like, one of the things that I wanted to, like, just say to younger people is that don't be afraid to make mistakes. And, like, especially when you get older and you're in a religious community, and not just, I mean, honestly, I don't think it's just religious community. Like I'm saying, everywhere, people are getting married at later ages or not getting married at all. I think there is something to having an actual, like, covenant with someone. Like, being responsible for something. And I've just noticed myself, like, not saying that I wasn't trying to get married at all. Like, I didn't have many dates during COVID. Like, a lot of the guys were getting married during COVID. I wish I would have been way cheaper. Like, it's super expensive. Yeah, nobody can go to the wedding. You just need 10 people, and it's like, the cheapest wedding possible, It would have been great. I wouldn't be in the
Yeah.
situation I'm in.
Yeah,
No.
100%.
And but what I'm saying is that a lot of times people like make all these lists of what they want. I mean, I've gotten and gotten exactly what I want in my life, and I went for it. Like as far as like I've been engaged twice before I got married, like, and things just didn't happen. Of course, I daven if this isn't right, then it shouldn't work. So it seems like Hashem has like guided me through all these situations, and it was very good. This time it was very clear for me. But what I'm saying is like a lot of times people, they don't even give anyone a chance. They look at a picture or a profile. It's like I don't know how many times I've dated somebody in my life, even when I was younger. It was like I didn't really think that this woman was so beautiful when I first met her. But then like I knew her for like 6 months. I'm like, whoa, this woman's awesome.
Right.
Like, and like her whole beauty comes out. It's like I'm like in love.
Right.
Like I'm not like a love at first sight type of person either, but like I do feel like a certain connection and stuff, and you know, it seemed like very quick for me on this situation, but you've met my wife, she's pretty awesome.
She's super cool.
She's
super cool.
And you know, it just really fit for me and for her. And it seemed too good to be true, but it's not. You know, there are just things that work, but I was always willing to take the chance.
Right.
You know, and
a lot of people are not. It's crazy.
I'm telling you, it's more detrimental because I've seen so many people not married going into their 50s and seeing, like, I don't want to call it a decline, but they just don't they don't have it, like, you need a family. You need a background of people that are there for you. And no matter what you think, like you could say you have this friend, we do have a community here and it's great, but it's nothing. It's not like having like the family in your home.
Yeah.
It's not like that at all. Like I lost my dad at 21 and that I seem to lose that for like 20 plus years. Till now. So it seems like it's brought my family closer to me and I'm closer to her family also. So and she's like the last one out of her, you know, siblings to get married. Right. Yeah, and but she is younger than me, which is, you know, Baruch Hashem, she's
robbing the cradle.
I didn't try. Like I know some people that are like a little bit older, and they're like, oh, I need a younger woman. It's like, you know, I was willing to date a woman older than me.
Sure.
You know,
yes, yeah.
and you know, we have a close friend that actually got married, second marriage, but married to, you know, a wonderful person. They had 2 kids.
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, oh, it's impossible to have kids with a younger person or older person.
Yeah.
And it's not. It can happen.
Yeah. Time.
Time.
Time to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So.
For sure, I would marry an older person with kids, without kids, divorced, not divorced. For me,
That was the thing. I was going out with. I never said no.
Right.
Except for that one time, but that was just because other people told me not to do it.
Yeah, right.
But other times, like I didn't even ask people anymore.
Right. When I first got back into dating, I was saying yes to everybody, and then eventually I started. I'm like, get a little bit more like, okay, no, I'm really getting a little bit more picky about. Okay, this is exactly what I'm looking for. I'm trying to get this.
Yeah.
But I've had. Every single girl that I went to a shadchan and told them that I'm interested in this girl, every single girl
Said no.
Every single girl said no.
Everybody says no. Or it's like they'll come up with a suggestion for you. They'll be like, would you go out with this person? I would always say yes.
Yeah, right.
And then I wouldn't hear anything back.
Right, because the girl said no.
Yeah, because they said no.
I've gone on a few dates, and usually after the first date, I'm the one that's probably saying no, but I have to go on the date before I'm going to say no right off the bat.
I actually used to go on 2 dates.
Yeah? Wow.
There's only one that I didn't go out again.
Okay.
And I would say every woman that I've ever gone out with is a beautiful person. They deserve to be married, and they're awesome.
Okay.
Now, there was one girl that I would say I wouldn't go out with again, and she didn't want to go out with me either. Okay. And that was fine. that saved me the second date, which I was cool with. I'm not gonna say she's a bad person, but I'm just gonna say like I hope she finds someone that like operates on her level. I mean, the first thing that she said to me was, "I thought you dressed cooler than that. I saw you around town." It's like, but everybody always says, "Oh, dress in black and white, do your thing."
Right.
Like I quit doing that after a while.
Right.
You know, just
be yourself.
Well, I mean, I'm myself in black and white too. Like I'm not gonna act.
It doesn't matter what the clothes are. It's really true.
It's like if you're on my clothing, like.
Then you don't care what's inside.
Then you don't care what's inside.
Right, 100%.
You saved me from that.
Absolutely. You know? Like I've had a lot of the women that reject me also, the shotgun will. I prefer sometimes that they don't tell me why, especially if I've never met the girl before. But I've been told no because I'm a ger, because they think I'm a convert, and because I have tattoos.
And he's not.
And I'm not a convert. I have tattoos for sure.
He's a lady.
Yeah, I'm a lady. I'm like for sure.
I thought you were just telling me that, and I was like, wait, I thought you were a lady.
I am, yeah. Yeah. No, it's true. So I even messaged the shotgun back that she goes, oh, the girl said no because you're a ger and you have tattoos. And so I messaged back and I went, I'm not a ger, like I'm not a convert. And she goes, yeah, but you still have tattoos. I was like, okay, fine. I can't change that, I guess, you know?
Well, you could. I could. It would be kind of painful.
It would be.
Dalvin did some of that.
Yeah?
Triceman?
Yeah, he got it.
Oh, a lot of them, yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy, man.
Last time I saw him, because he had them all over his hands.
Right.
All the ones he had from, like, prison and stuff.
Right.
But, like, he got all the way up here. Like, he got the ones off his elbow and everything. But he said insane. Once they started touching in there.
It hurt like crazy.
Well, it's worse than when you get it.
It's worse than when you get it, yeah.
Yeah, so he said he felt like he was having a heart attack, so he stopped. And he was like,
it's also crazy expensive, and it still leaves scars. He doesn't get rid of it 100%. Like, it's still...
He did his best. He did his best.
Good for him, man. Yeah. Good for him. That's, I don't think I could ever do it. Plus, at this point, whatever, it's my whole shtick at this point, then I have a car of somebody getting with it. Like, it's... Yeah. For me,
actually, please tell that one story, because I saw it on IG with that kid that came up to you.
Oh, from London?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I had Baruch Mickelson actually came up to me and told me almost the exact same story, that he went out on Mitzrayim, and he was talking to some guy, and the guy's like, no, I won't wrap the film because I got tattoos, I can't do this, and he pulled out my Instagram and showed it to him.
Yeah.
So the same thing happened in London, like, of all places, total random place in the world. And I don't even know the kid. He just walked. He saw me. He happened to be visiting Crown Heights. He walked up to me right outside 7-7. He goes, "Yo, Rabbi, come over here. I got to tell you the story. It's crazy." So he's telling me how he has this barber from Brazil, covered in tattoos. You know, like Brazilian guy. Doesn't seem Jewish in the slightest. During one of his haircuts, the Brazilian barber drops and goes, hey, drops the fact that he's Jewish. He goes, you know, I'm Jewish, and the kid's like, you're not Jewish. No way, you're Jewish. And he's like, yeah, no. He's like, no, they told me that I'm Jewish. Like, my mom's mom is Jewish. And he's like, oh crap, this guy's actually Jewish. So he turns to him. He's like a religious Jew. So he turns to him. He goes, no, you should wrap the filling. You want to wrap the filling? You should come with me Friday night to the Shabbos meal. And then barber's like, no, I can't do that. No way. Like, I'm covered in tattoos, and like I don't think it's for me. Like, I know I'm Jewish, but like, just seems like I'll be judged, and I'm outside. Like, I'm on the outside. It's not for me. And the guy's like, oh, okay, fine. And he leaves, and he's leaving. He's gonna go to the airport literally the next morning. He goes, you know what? Before I go to the airport, I'm gonna drive to my barber, and I have to tell this guy, I have to get him to wrap the filling at least, and get him to commit to coming to a Shabbos meal. So he drives to the barber's shop right before his flight. And he goes, you gotta wrap the filling right now with me. And the barber's like, no, like resisting. And he goes, dude, check this guy out. He pulls out his phone, shows him my Instagram, and goes, look, this is a tattoo rabbi. If he's gonna wrap the filling, you can also wrap the filling. And the guy's like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Wraps up. Went to the Shabbos meal. I don't know what's doing with him now. I have to check back in. And
I hope there is at some point a time when he comes to Crown Heights and he sees you.
He's like, yo.
And he's like, yo.
I'm the guy. I would love that. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
That would be so freaking cool.
But see, that's what we were also kind of talking about a little bit. Like when you said even your divorce made you seem to like go in a place where you could have a connection. You know, like
100%.
See, the fact that you have the tattoos helped another person, like wrap tefillin, which is a weird thing. Like coming around to it, it's not something that
wild.
You want to tell people to do, but it's just tshuva is real. and like and everyone can do it, and everybody has that, that pitali, that point that they can connect with. So like I feel like even with my situation, it's like, yeah, I'm not doing the same thing a shliach does, but like a shliach doesn't connect with everyone. Like your cookie cutter, the ones that go out, like they weren't helping me a lot where I was.
Right.
It took like special people to come along in my life that were like almost like fringe.
Right.
Versus like what other people think people should be, and because like I don't think most people like really ready to deal with a lot of different characters, and that's why we're all necessary. In a major way, like it's very interesting, and like look, you might not think that one person is your cup of tea or not, but they're also like if they're like really serious about their connection, they're definitely helping somebody else along the line. So which is good. It's hard for me in my line of work and what I do every day to like just love everybody and have a Havas Yisrael. I'd love to just like walk around and be like, I love all you. Sometimes I'm just like, please just leave me alone.
I hate all of you.
I don't hate anybody. It's just, but I tell you, when a group of like people from different countries come in at one time, they're very excited, and I can't match that energy every time.
Right. It's very hard, yeah.
And also, like, once you kind of get known for certain things, like, people will, like, try to pick your brain over something.
Benjamin here is a connoisseur of wine and literally knows more than the owners of the store about every single bottle of wine. I'm saying it. They're not going to watch this. Come on, we know.
Maybe they will.
Maybe they will. Who knows? But he's literally a genius. Pasha Gain when it comes to anything alcohol. It's unbelievable. And
I don't know if that's anything to brag about.
And he's still not an alcoholic, which is the craziest part. Maybe he is, but
I don't know.
It's truly like it's like I'm in awe of like your knowledge. I watched like this video of this guy who runs marathons, and every mile he stops and drinks a glass of wine and guesses the year, the country, and all these different things. And I think outside of the running part, I think you could for sure do it, no doubt about it. Like it's unbelievable. Like your palate, you're able to pick up things that like I would never even be able to do. And for a long time, I thought being a sommelier was like total BS like thing.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's BS, but I think that I think what I'm good at, and I'm not as good at that as like certain people, but I think the most special thing is to help someone find something they like. So if you know, and you're really concerned about that person, then you like it is like kind of like draining. Like when you try to help someone, say, with a simcha or something like that, and you really put your heart into it. Or like say, I need a perfect gift for somebody. It's like, well, the first question I would ask is like, what do they like?
Right.
Because it's really about what they like. The craziest part for me is Purim, when people are like, I don't care what they like. I just want to match this thing in this box and it be a certain color, and I don't care what the person I'm giving to likes. To me, that is totally bizarre, and I'm like, I hate it. I hate every aspect of like when people do that. And I hate that. I'm just putting it out there. It's like you love somebody, give them like a heartfelt thing, not like a cookie cutter. Like,
he's a shotgun for wine. It's unbelievable. You go in and you say, I like things that are a little bit more fruity, semi-dry, right?
A little bit more full, whatever it's like, or sweet.
And I need it in this price range, and he literally 2 seconds he's able to go through the inventory. Doesn't he have to look at the shelf? Goes through his mind. Goes, you know what? Try these 2 different wines, and you tell me which one you want, or take both, and you come back to me and you'll tell me which one you like better.
Yeah, but then there are people that pick my brain for half an hour and then go on something else, and then they come back and complain about the wine and act like that I told them to get it. So that's how draining my life is sometimes. I know that should be the worst of my problems.
Oh, man.
It's still like when you're dealing with like hundreds of people a day, and then also the physicality of it. It is.
You're moving boxes
hard.
Also.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I think you could make your own business as a consultant and be making six figures.
David Chaim told me to do that actually a while ago, but I just
You're a freaking guy. You have so much there. There's so much skill and experience, and it's unbelievable. It's unmatched. I think in almost the entire New York. I would be hard pressed. You'd be hard pressed to find someone who's better.
maybe I need to dress better. Then people like take me more seriously. I think that's probably what the Rebbe was saying. It's like
could be
you go around you with a Miller High Life hat and like
yeah. Could be.
That's what I do.
Yeah, you need to wear a 3-piece suit.
While working. But start wearing a bow tie and shit to work.
Oh,
Start dressing like your old roommate.
Oh,
Gabi.
Oh. Don't do that.
Yeah,
that'd be funny.
Yeah. I could do a bolo tie.
Yeah? Bolo ties are pretty cool. I could see that. Hillbilly chassid, it goes with the look.
You wouldn't even see it though.
No? Oh, because the
beard.
That's true.
I've never trusted people with bolo ties, by the way. There are a few
By the way, I wore a bolo tie to my wedding.
that should tell you. You effed it all up.
I know.
That's
why I'm divorced.
I almost dropped it. Yeah, the bolo tie messed you up, dude.
I know.
You see most of the villains in movies?
Bolo ties.
Like the old school, like 80s, like, yeah, they always like, they get in there and they cause,
I push it look like a villain at my wedding. Oh my god, that's terrible.
Well, now you're wearing the black and white.
Now we're in the black and white. Now I made real tshuva this time.
Yeah.
Doing it right this time.
I seriously doubt that's the reason why it happened.
There's other reasons for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I have had multiple people come up and tell me like, okay, this time when you get married, you can dress like a real human.
Like, really? Dude, I was so upset that I didn't go to your wedding, but I got back from Europe. By the way, they tried to set me up with a girl in Italy that was like, not from at all. Didn't even keep Shabbos, and I was like, she doesn't keep Shabbos, and I'm not saying any names. I do like the person,
right?
But it's just like it's like, oh, she'll do it later.
Yeah.
It's like that's not how you. She doesn't keep kosher. She doesn't keep Shabbos.
Yeah.
Like
she.
I like Italy though. I wouldn't mind living there.
Just not with her.
She was nice. I just don't think that she was wanting to go that direction in life.
Yeah. Usually not. If that's the case,
yeah. Well, it's not even healthy if she did it for me.
Right. Even less so. She shouldn't. Yeah. Wouldn't be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So it makes it more difficult, So if anything, youngins, childrens, please don't wait forever to get married. Go out with as many people as you can. Not like, I'm talking about like
in a kosher way. I'm not touching.
Honestly, my main issue is like a lot of people like think that they have to do certain things on dates. Just go out for coffee. Yeah. I don't care if it's in especially if you're getting older. Just go out. I don't care if it's in the neighborhood or not because people say, "Oh, don't go out in your own neighborhood." Just go out for coffee. Have a conversation. Do you want to go out with them again? Do you like them? Okay, maybe make it a little more serious next time.
Right.
Just go out for a coffee. Or even a walk on Eastern Parkway. You can walk it, just be on the phone with each other, like at a distance. Like you're not even talking to each other if you're that concerned.
That people are going to see you, right?
Yeah, about all that stuff. But I found that never made a difference, especially, with my wife now. People saw me a couple occasions and, they started talking to me.
About it, yeah?
No, not about it. Like, just started talking to me and they didn't realize I was on a date.
Date with her.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of like,
hey, get out of here. I'm busy.
Yeah. But I think they weren't expecting that,
Right. It's like in Crown Heights, it's also it's pretty common that you just walking and talking with a friend, even if it's a girl, it's a guy. It's not so uncommon to have a conversation with somebody.
Depending,
yeah. Also.
But I don't know. So what is your take?
My hot take is, yeah, I agree with you 100%. I'm super happy I got married. I'm also super happy I got divorced,
Yeah.
and I'm very happy for the experience, and it helped me grow so much.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier when you're younger. So if get out there and do the thing and
We're both telling you
yeah.
it's a lot easier when you're younger.
Right, because the recovery also for me, I'm like I already feel like I'm back on track. People very rarely are like, no, you're not gonna get married because you got divorced, especially when you're younger. It's not. If you're a good person and you're working to be a good person and things like that, things are gonna work out.
Yeah.
Shem has his plan, and
So being afraid of it is just you're gonna end up being stagnant, and you're not gonna grow, and you're not gonna even if you have children out of it, like.
it's a lot harder. Thank God I don't, but
Yeah, but it is harder. But like I've just seen so many stories in my life where things work out beautifully. It's hard for a while. Life is not easy. No matter what direction you choose, it's a lot harder if you don't have somebody with you. You know, that cares about you or is like trying to achieve something. You know, so yeah.
whether it be good friends, a good wife,
Yeah.
a good spouse.
But I will tell you this. I wanted to squeeze this in before just because like it's nice to have your own family and and I will tell you that you know I had a close friend that was adopted as a kid and like parents, great parents, like treated everybody that was even involved with them like they were their own kids.
Wow.
And but this person still had like this void, like he didn't have his own family, like he kind of didn't belong. It's important to have family, and the more you like, I see it with certain people that haven't been married in this neighborhood. Yeah, you have friends, you have people around you, but like it can be very lonely. Downside is like there are some people that have family, big families, and feel lonely too. So like I'm not coming from that perspective, and I know that maybe somebody will see this and be like I was one of 15, I was in the middle.
I'm super alone.
Yeah, like nobody understands me. You know, I'm not saying you know. I just grew up in a family with like my brother and my sister and my parents, and I mean we were very close, and we're still very close.
Right. Even
with my journey and what I'm doing and
totally different from what they're doing, right?
Yeah, but they they still love me.
Yeah.
You know, I met your dad. Your dad's a great dude. You know?
Thank God.
Didn't meet your brother yet, but
he's gonna be in town between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
He's coming because I'm getting my smicha.
But aren't you going to Sukkot?
For Sukkot, yeah, but between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, I'm gonna be in.
Oh, you're gonna be in town. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Hadar for.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well,
I had to buy a new kittel because mine got stolen.
Now I don't have to have one until next year, right?
You don't have to. You only wear it once a year. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying but not during the first year you're married, though.
Right, because you only wear your kittel once a year. So this is your first year.
First year, yeah.
So
okay.
you don't wear it this year because you already wore it at your chuppah.
Yeah.
This year. So.
Oh, it's a Rebbe shirt.
It's a Rebbe. Your
yeah,
kittel is from the Rebbe. Oh, you
the
wore
Rebbe,
it at
the Rebbe shirt, yeah. As a kittel, yeah.
Wow, that's very cool. But you got your own also, yeah? You haven't
Not
yet. You have till next year. You're good.
Bro, I'm struggling right now.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I didn't get any of it. I didn't get any of the Rebbe stuff because I was in.
In Colorado.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
I got the daven from the Rebbe Sitter like a few weeks before I left. That was it.
Yeah. I did that. I was waiting out in the rain for a while, and I didn't know the whole idea behind it. Somebody was just like, "You want to do that?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like it's pouring down rain. The day of my wedding was raining all day.
Yeah.
And I get to 770. I go to that door and I like buzz. And nobody's answering. I just buzzed a couple times, and then I went into the other side door, 770.
The office, the actual.
Not the office. You know when you.
Oh, the middle section there. Yeah. Sure.
So I went over there. I'm just like calling people. I'm like, I don't know. Nobody's answering. It's already like 2:15. I was supposed to be there at 2.
Oh.
And I got there exactly at 2. and I didn't have an umbrella either because I just came from a car, went in.
Right.
And at this point, I have no shomer either.
Oh,
I called you actually after that. I
Oh
think.
yeah, I didn't go over.
No, there was something else that happened, so I ended up going to Evers, and
Okay.
yeah, so it worked out. But no, I went up there. It's like I didn't realize like some people like they, like some people can't read that fast. It is complicated.
It's a long.
Yeah, like
it's,
as far as like the pages and stuff like that.
Nothing's
And,
in
like
order, yeah.
I got kind of lost. Plus, I'm fasting, so it's like you
Your
get a
head's
little
like-
confused. Like what am I looking at over here? The lighting also. It's like,
Yeah. It's weird. And the office is very like messy, and there's stuff everywhere. Stuff going on. There's people in and out. And
Yeah.
It's
It was, but I was like, why couldn't you just let me in? I could have waited quietly by the door downstairs.
right.
I'm up for letting the guy daven as long as he wants. I
Right,
just
get
wanted
you out of the
inside.
rain. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a very Crown Heights experience.
No, but once I got in there, it was like very kind.
Right, he's
like,
a sweet guy.
Yeah.
He takes care of you, make sure you get through the center okay.
Yeah, I've had dealings with him after that, and like I didn't know who he was before then, but I knew him after
Right,
him
once
after.
you-
He's a very sweet person.
Sweet
you know.
guy, yeah.
So anyway, all right. Well, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add.
Chesiva Taiva, good
Chesiva
Kabanchi Yar.
Taiva. Yeah.
Everyone should be benched this upcoming year with good shidduchim, and they should find the bashart and the zivug, and they themselves should grow. They should take this time to take cheshbon, take an accounting of their old selves and who they want to become, and they shouldn't have to go through a divorce to like really make a strong commitment to becoming that person.
Mm-hmm.
Take it now from me and from both of us. And know that all of the bad things you've done in your past and all the bad characteristics about yourself, all the bad character traits, they're only temporary. And all of your good deeds, the Rebbe says, all your good deeds are infinite. They live in eternity. So that should give you some encouragement. And even though you do need to take account of the bad things, know that it's temporary, and know that when you make the resolve to actually make the change and be committed to that change, that it's gonna double up your brachas, and all the good things are going to be flowing even more so.
I mean, and also just to add to that a lot of things that it may seem to be bad, that they are good. So you should be able to recognize the good that's happening in your life, because a lot of times, like when you're down or things aren't going right with dating and stuff like that, you just have to know that things are good. And when they're good, you also have to know they're good. Sometimes people just get in a funk and they're just like, they think everything is bad. It's not. Things are really good for you, and they'll get better. Like, even if it's like a little bump in the road, it's not permanent. It gets better. So just relax, enjoy.
Say l'chaim.
Enjoy your life. Enjoy the people that are around you, the people that love you. Everything doesn't have to be drama. Just relax in a good way.
Yeah, trust the show.
Trust Hashem. Yeah, that's the big thing. We talked about reading that sefer.
Shar B'tachan?
Yeah, it's important.
Such a good sefer. Wow.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, everybody.
All right. Goodbye, Shar.
Good Kabanchi Yar. L'chaim. L'chaim Nevracha.
Okay. So now we have to try the beer.
Okay, let's do it. Do you want to set up the phone also? We should do it on this. Both?
We should probably do it on the phone.
Okay.
Maybe stop the.
Stop the recording?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, my last